Hello and welcome to a brand new episode with your boys, Ricky and Larry. Here we are tonight, stimulating your ear holes. We're going to continue with that, the ear holes.
I love it.
Yes?
No lube required. No lube
Wow.
Wait, sorry, no, this is a different podcast. My apologies.
I was not heading that way. But regardless, it was funny. It's nice. You giggled, we laughed, you were stimulated, we were laughing.
You weren't lying. Technically, you weren't lying. The ear holes were stimulated. So, I've got headphones on, you've got headphones on, they're both stimulated. I like it.
That's it. Love that. How you doing, man? How you been?
Kick up. I'm good. I'm good, Rick. I'm good. I am genuinely better than the last time we recorded the pod because we had to endure.
We know what's around the corner.
Yeah, but we had to endure this, what's been called in the industry as an interlull, which is something that I don't know if it's caught on or not, but that kind of sums it up. It's just boring. It's boring.
Yeah, just boring.
Week and a half when no one cares. Who cares about Kazakhstan and Denmark? You know what I mean? But Kazakhstan...
Great result, but still...
Exactly. No one cares. Who cares?
The Danish care. The
Danish do care. Yes, they do care, yeah. I think they're going to string up Højbjerg, by his ankles because of that result. But, it is what it is. But apart from that, looking forward to some Premier League, some F1 this weekend. So all sorts of sports happening this weekend coming up. But exciting times. Now, obviously, on this pod, we usually do this on a Thursday night, ready for a Friday release, a bit earlier than usual, because we got jobs and shit. We got things to do, man. Like, come on now, commitments.
Come at me, lad. Come at me.
Yes, exactly. So obviously, we're gonna talk about some predictions for the weekend.
We certainly are.
Touching some good games on this weekend as well. Like some important games, really.
Yeah, very tough games.
For me, as an Arsenal fan, obviously, as a Tottenham fan, which none of us are. I know they've got an important game on the Monday as well.
Well, there's a mid-table clash as well between Chelsea and Villa, so that's a big game.
That's a big game. I'll be honest with you. I'll be very surprised if
actually good evening making his way to Stamford Bridge.
Since we started off with Chelsea, let's just go straight into it. Really, I mean, you guys face Aston Villa. Is that on? Let me just bring
that's a late kickoff, 5:30.
Let me bring up the
Saturday.
Fixtures. I should have had.
You don't need to. You don't need to. I am a walking encyclopedia when it comes to this.
I love it. You are the walking timetable for Sky. It's excellent. So Chelsea Villa, obviously at the Bridge. It's a late kickoff on Saturday, as you said. Now, before we get into actual predictions, is there any news around Chelsea that you want to bring?
Nothing that's been reported in the last 4 hours or so. Like they said, obviously 4 players have returned, and you can imagine which 3 out of the 4, the lads who played at Wembley, have come back. Yeah. Mudryk, Chilwell, Conor Gallagher. Nearly said John Martini. What's he saying? João Felix is making. I didn't need to voice that out loud, but I just said it anyway.
It's all right.
João Felix,
man. John Felix, you know who he is.
John Felix, yeah. John Felix from John Wick. João Felix came. He's there as well. I think Enzo played yesterday, so he'll possibly be flying over tonight. So he should be back with the boys in the morning.
You think Enzo will start? Actually, plenty of time to be fair.
There is plenty of time. So obviously he'll be land with the lads tomorrow, probably do more like around recovery, the time difference, that kind of bit of jet lag and so on. But come on, he's not travelling economy, is he? I'm sure he's sleeping on the plane. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm surprised no one's carrying him, all the way home. Do you know on their back?
I'm surprised Todd's not carrying him at 120 something. To be fair, he's been playing really well. Or maybe it's because he's the one standing out in such a bad team, but the team is starting to play. There are moments with the team. We've touched on the past, but for me, Kepa will start again because obviously he's been pretty good for Chelsea. Yeah. And Thiago's still injured, so that's the normal update. And then who knows if Enzo plays? It'll be Enzo and Kova again in that middle of the park. Reece James. I know he left England because of a hamstring, but there's no update on that. Whether
I was just about to bring it up. I was just about to bring it up actually because I'm looking at the will not play, which obviously the Azpilicuetas, the Breuers, and Thiago Silva. But there is Mason Mount is actually included in that will not play category. Now I don't know how serious his injury was because last time we spoke, I didn't think it was.
Yeah, he pulled out of England because apparently he wasn't that bad. But he's not going to be featuring.
Right
now, I'm hoping it's an injury and not something that the club are trying to do. kind of, if you don't sign a contract, then you're not going to play, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Because you've seen those at some other clubs before. Well, if you're not going to sign, then just stay on the bench till we sell you. And that's not really what you do to a Mason Mount, because he's been an absolute fantastic footballer for Chelsea. He's been a true professional. Okay, on the pitch, he's not been the world class everybody talking about, but
this
every
season,
manager,
at the very least, this season.
But I'm looking beyond that. I'm looking at the times that, you know, what he did for us in that Champions League. He was the one who made the assist. There was times where he played fantastic. You know, he was fantastic for Chelsea, and on and off the pitch. So I hope it's not that. I hope it's just an injury, and if it is, then it's speedy recovery. But now I just looked at the app prior to us coming live, and no, I couldn't see anything on Mason Mount. So, like, in terms of why he would not be playing, so he'll still be injury. But, you know, Chilwell will play. He had a decent game against Ukraine. I'm hoping he starts. I'm hoping Barishila starts. Wesley Fofana. The thing with, like, I don't know if Barishila might be Muslim, because obviously it's the Ramadan month. So Ramadan Mubarak to all of our Muslim listeners. But yeah, it's going to be tough for the defenders playing, especially if they're fasting, because they won't be breaking fast until, like, iftar, I think will be around 7:30 onwards. So they will be playing having not eaten or drank anything all day.
And it's coming up to that time when, obviously, you know, the fast is supposed to be broken. But, you know, they'll be on the pitch, and hopefully they'll
be finishing by it. Hopefully walk away with a 3 points,
win.
You know what I mean?
For you, obviously, because I don't you know, lose every game. Standard, isn't it? Lose every game, as you know.
Exactly.
So it sounds like, apart from the little injuries, because obviously I've got here questionable Reece James as well. Chances are that he could well play. If he's fit enough to play, there's no reason he shouldn't be on the pitch.
I'm worried if he's not playing, though. But I'm worried if he doesn't play, who's he going to play on right back? Because Aspie's injured.
So it'll be Rubens Loftus-Cheek.
I hope this is the problem. I hope Rubes is not kind of being brought in for a right wing back. If he's being brought for a right wing back, then something tactically needs to happen during the transition phases. So play Trevor Chalobah centre back, right.
Kai Havertz as his centre back, standard.
He probably would. He put Raheem Sterling and Pulisic as left wing backs and right wing back.
Unbelievable.
But I'm hoping he's learned from that 3-0 slaughter at Brighton.
Yeah.
But no, so like for me, the front three again pick themselves. João Felix, although like I've said, I've been a little bit critical of him at times. He's a fantastic footballer.
He's probably your best player so far, though, apart from Enzo, to be honest with you. So
he's done well. He just sometimes, like I said to you in previous episodes as well, he just takes too long on the ball. Sometimes he's just a little bit too slow for the pace of the Premier League. Yeah, he tries too much. The best way to describe it, he just looks like he's trying too hard. And Kai Havertz up top, Felix, Sterling possibly playing, because obviously he hasn't won international break, so he's been there. And then that's pretty much it. I would literally go 3-4-3.
Yeah. Let's face it, Mudryk isn't going to start this match. I'll be very, very, very surprised if he starts. Just, again, I'm only going from what we saw, you know, during the international break, or from what I saw, because I know you didn't really watch the Ukraine match that much. But from what I saw, it just, you know, I don't think he warrants a place in this Chelsea starting lineup right now. Could do later on. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I think from that lineup that you put out there, most likely it will be that. Maybe you'll find room for Cucurella. I don't know. Maybe like you said, maybe a centre back at the 3, like left centre back in a back 3 potentially. Cucurella, because he's done that before.
Yeah, he'll play Cucu there maybe. Like, it depends.
If he's got Badiashile, you know, ready and fit, then he should be starting that match. And like you said, if he's not fasting, then it could be.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's a Muslim Badiashile. I think Wesley Fofana is. I think what's his name, Koulibaly is.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much our kind of Muslim faith followers within the team. But N'Golo Kante is another one. Obviously, he's Muslim as well. But N'Golo runs a marathon before every match, regardless, or before his injury. So we'll just see.
He still did. He still does.
How he turns out.
He crawled.
But I'd like to see him. You know, I'd like to see him in front of at the bridge. I'd really want to see him. If the team go again, if 2-0 up, I'd like to bring in N'Golo Kante and rather than bringing on a Conor Gallagher or Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Don't get me wrong, Conor Gallagher will do the business as well, but 1-0, I don't want to change with the team. I think we learn from Leeds. 1-0, Everton, sorry. Learn from Everton. 1-0, don't change the team.
You can't.
Don't change the team.
And not to that extreme. If you're going to change, if you're going to change like for like at the very least, you know, don't take it too far. But look, this is as you know, as a football fan in general, this is what we wait for. You know, it's like one week we played bad. It's like, all right, let's see the next week. Let's see
what's happening next.
And it always carries on like that until you find yourself with 38 games played, and there is no more weeks. So, but But obviously for you as a Chelsea fan, and for Chelsea fans out there, yeah, it'll be good to get this restart of the season after the international break, to get it off to a good start. But,
definitely. Kind of pick up where we left off. So obviously unbeaten for that first part, and then see where they pick up where they left off. I'm just going to rip a piece of paper so we can start recording these now.
Do
if
it.
you hear that ripping noise, that's what I'm doing.
No, I think
it's not a checkbook.
It's not a checkbook. No, that's not what we do. You're supposed to give us checks.
Now.
You're supposed to give us checks, not the other way around.
I'm waiting for them.
But yeah, I mean, do you have anything else you want to add on Chelsea, by the way, before we have a little?
No, not really, Paul. I'm just hoping, obviously, unbeaten in March, so I'm hoping that we do something. But listen, good Aston Villa are not really a team to take lightly. You saw how well they played against you guys. You saw they've been playing well against other teams as well, like top and bottom. So they're sitting, 11th? I think we're on the same points. We've just got a better goal difference. But this is the opportunity to not look what's behind, but more looking what's ahead. What do we need to do? And what's ahead at the minute is Villa, and just simply trying to beat them and then just go through to the next team. And then we've got Liverpool, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it's got Liverpool away.
Well, for Villa, they've lost. They've lost once in the last 5 matches. 3 wins, 1 draw. That was against West Ham. Granted, the wins were against Everton, against Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, but again, like you said, you can't take these guys lightly, because this is what Emery does. He'll go on a winning streak. I think he's due a loss, by the way, just looking at these, looking at the stats that he's got here. So I think he's due a loss at some point, and potentially Chelsea could be the one that.
I hope Chelsea are the ones. Yeah, no, definitely. I think we should win them. Like at the Bridge, we usually do like playing at the Stamford Bridge, particularly like a late kickoff. We love the evening game. We love the late kickoffs at the Bridge. So I'm hoping, all the team turn up. There's no injuries. Everybody starts gelling together like we saw over March. So yeah, man, I'm hoping. I'm hoping for a 3-1. I'd like a clean sheet, but I'm hoping 3-1 Chelsea.
We'll come to the predictions just before we finish off the pod, because it just feels like we'll get some ideas out the way or some topics out the way, like that we're going to discuss, and then you'll think, oh, wait a second, actually, it will be a 4-0 Chelsea.
Always the case.
Yeah, it will be a 4-0 Chelsea. Don't listen to what I said at the beginning, because that's what we do. But no, that's obviously remains to be seen, and it's a just jam-packed day of football. Like, that's the only way I can describe it.
I can't wait for it.
It's going to be very
exciting. You said, before we get into it now, so how are you feeling for your team? Any updates? Any injuries? Everybody coming back fit and healthy?
Well, I mean, we'll not play. We've got Nketiah, Saliba, and Tomiyasu, which obviously, Tomiyasu and Saliba, they both got injured just before the international break. Nketiah's been out of the team for maybe about a month now. It's coming up to a month almost.
Okay.
And we did have obviously an issue with Thomas Partey in the international break, where he didn't. It's not an injury, but he felt something, and he didn't play that game, and he got brought back to the UK with the traveling. He had a traveling physio with him as well. So
I saw that picture of the physio, like looking at it, like, what the hell am I doing here?
I think he knew what he was doing there, because the bad thing happened, which is he felt something, and it's like, unless it's an alien in your thigh, you shouldn't be telling me that you feel something, because that does not fill any of us with any confidence whatsoever. Yeah. So again, it says questionable.
So what is it? Is it hamstring thigh, or is it like just groin? Is it? Or just thigh?
It says injury, but chances are, because of obviously what he's had before, it is his thigh. That's what he usually has a problem with. And yeah, so it says questionable. I'll be honest with you. Chances are, obviously we are playing Leeds, so chances are that he probably will not start that game. It's going to be a game for Jorginho. So, it's going to be Ramsdale in goal, as everyone knows that. Ramsdale, Ben White, right back. We're going to have, in this case, then, because Saliba's out, we're probably going to have Gabriel and Holding. Tomiyasu's out as well, so obviously we can't use him. On the left-hand side, obviously Zinchenko just picks himself. But I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Tierney, because maybe Zinchenko's tired. But again, tired from what? He didn't play that well against England. So midfield, I'm going to go for a Jorginho, Xhaka, and then we're going to go with Martinelli, Saka on the other side, Odegaard obviously just behind the striker, and the striker will be Jesus. As I said, I think he will start this game rather than come off the bench. So, which is going to be good. So I know it sounds crazy, because Trossard's been very good for us, and I know I didn't mention him there, but if Jesus is deemed as 100% fit, then yeah, he will start that match. However, even if it's like 98% fit, then I don't think Arteta will take any chances considering the schedule that we have coming up after the Leeds game. So it could well be a Trossard up front, like a false nine, like he has been doing.
Yeah.
But I think apart from the little injuries, the team again just sort of picks itself. It's a bit of a shame that no Saliba, no Tomiyasu, because now that just leaves our bench very, very bare if the worst is to happen. And I'd be very surprised and shocked, as would most Arsenal fans, if Partey started this match on Saturday against Leeds, because Leeds are a high pressing team that just love to attack, and to put Partey in that sort of pressure straight after the international break, I don't think that's a good idea, because then you might as well just say bye to him. For the rest of the season. And we cannot afford to do that, because last time that happened, again, the worst happened, which we ended up 5th. So, but yeah, the team picks itself. There hasn't been any other injury news apart from what I've just mentioned. And again, we're coming off the back of a 4-1 win against Crystal Palace before the international break. So it could be a chance to go 11 points at the top. Even though City played before us. City played before us, but they will have a game in hand after that as well. So, like I said before, I'd rather have the points. If we go 11 points unbeaten because Liverpool pull out a miracle out of the arseholes, that would be amazing, and I would love Liverpool forever. But I don't know how that's going to be. I'll be honest with you.
It's always a bogey team for City. When it gets to that, like City, Liverpool are always a juicy matchups. But I've also heard about Van Dijk not doing so well on in his international duty.
Yeah. The whole Dutch team was
Van
poor.
Basten. I think Van Basten was the one who kind of just said to him, like, he just sits in the middle ground. He's not a true leader, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So,
well, you see
the captain, you get the blame. I've said it many times before, but nobody was listening to Ricky on any sportscast. But now they listen. Well,
Van Basten's definitely listened to you, so that's always a good thing.
Van Basten heard, yeah. Van Basten heard.
But look,
he even ran for a quote.
No, the Dutch team. I mean, I was speaking with my dad that played Franston on the first match of the international break, and they got absolutely tortured. And even my dad was like, because he's a Dutch fan and always has been from.
My dad is the same. Yeah, it goes back to that Van Basten era.
Yeah, Van Basten, Cruyff era, Rijkaard, all that kind of stuff. But so Van Dijk, he's going to be something. But we'll come to Liverpool. In terms of Arsenal. Again, this could be a chance to see what, if any complacency has come into the team or not. Because if it has, then it's going to be a massive problem for the upcoming games. But if we treat this game as a final, for example, then I think we should be okay.
You should, though. I think from now on, with the amount of games that are left, you should treat every game as a final. And I think he will. I think it all depends on injuries. And like you say, what's the team like as you get back? There seems to be a really good bunch with you guys. The team seems to be really, really cohesive, and they're playing very well. They're playing for each other. They're enjoying their football. Well, it looks like that anyway, as fans watching it.
Yeah, that's what we want to see as football fans. With our team, just as long as the players are getting on together, then everything else can be worked out. But which is it's one problem that
sometimes it's easier said than done, though, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes it's easier said than done.
I remember the Aubameyang days, the Özil days. Obviously, I know Sanchez, but not so much because he just wanted more money. He wasn't given it, and then he left. But the other players obviously kicked up a fuss for whatever reason, or their attitude changed. So I'm glad that at the very least we don't have that in the team anymore, which is one less problem to deal with. So we concentrate on winning. But I don't have anything else to add on Arsenal. We'll just obviously just wait to be seen. But we'll should we hit some predictions then?
Some predictions.
We'll start off with predictions. We'll start off with obviously Man City, Liverpool. 12:30 kickoff. I mean, Sky. It's not even on Sky. It's going to be on BT, really, isn't it?
It's on BT. Yeah, that time it's on BT.
It's on BT. Yeah, and so screw Sky. It doesn't even matter. I don't even know why I mentioned them. BT, you legends. Feel free to sponsor us at any point. At any point, doesn't matter. City, Liverpool. What are we thinking, bro? Realistic outcomes.
It's going to be a very tight game, but I think this is more what I'm hoping for, and what I think will happen as well. I think City might just nick it. I think City will be a 2-1.
I
City
think
at
it's going to
home.
be like a 3-1 City.
I hope so. But a part of me thinks Guardiola. As I say 2-1, I think a part of me Guardiola might overcomplicate it like he always does. Like play Rodri in that midfield, defensive midfield, centre back, goalkeeper position, and think, do you know what, Rodri, you can play good with you. It's something he'll do something that just tends to be going to leave fans going, what?
Yeah, why
and
are you doing this?
Liverpool may capitalise on that, but the only weakness for Liverpool, like I said to you, is defence and midfield. And Jota's back, Firmino, and they've got the players to go forward. But can they stop City going the other side? So for me, I'm going to go. What do you call it? City.
City win. City. Okay, but I'll tell you what. Let me hit you with some. Let me hit you with some injury update. Then Haaland has got a groin injury. Will not be playing.
Still, I think Alvarez is very good. I think Haaland. I think if anything, sometimes against these big boys, I think Alvarez seems to find pockets of space. Haaland is, although he's fantastic movement, but he gets outmarked by one or two, and then City players can't seem to. I don't know.
Can't for me, even with him, Haaland plays, isn't it? Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So some 2-1 City, but yeah, that's it. I still think they'll have Liverpool be strong, very, very strong,
without shadow of a doubt. If I can't imagine Liverpool rolling over for this game.
No.
At the very least, they need to be like, do you know what? You are our main competitor, or have been for the past 5 years. We cannot roll over to you right now.
Now, there's rivalry. There's recent rivalry. And as an Arsenal fan, I'm sure you are, and the rest of the North London. Well, not the rest, but half of North London.
Yeah, well, all of North London.
The winning side of North London.
The other team doesn't really exist. But anyway, I think the problem that I have is when you look at a team like Liverpool and you think, all right, cool, who are they going to put right back? It's going to be my man Trent. And I'll be honest with you, that does not fill me with confidence. If Alvarez plays for City, Trent being in that back line does not fill me with confidence because they are fast players. Grealish, for example, I know he's not technically the best player, but look, all it takes is a couple of times to go at Trent. Trent's either going to pull back or he's going to go in for the tackle. Or third option, by the way, which is preferred by Klopp, take him off. Take him off, and that'll be fine.
He's got an injury.
Yeah, he's got an injury. His ankle, his ankle hair grown 2 millimeters today instead of 1. So that honestly does scare me. But at the same time, I'm filled up with confidence because it's that recent rivalry that these guys have had. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the City win because I'm just sort of educational thinking.
Yeah,
educated guess. I'm going to go with a 3-1 City, which
3-1 City. Love that.
And obviously, don't forget, Salah, for example, he will be. What is it?
Fasting.
He will be fasting. Yeah, he will be fasting.
Salah's fasting. So Gundogan will be fasting on City's side because obviously Turkish German.
Yeah.
He'll be fasting. So Salah will definitely be fasting as well. Yeah. So it's early kickoff as well. It's midday.
It's midday.
So he would have eaten. It's like But either we're always like It depends. I don't know.
Even if he eats loads in the morning, I don't know how that's going to affect.
He won't.
I'm sure
he won't be doing that. He'll drink enough water and stuff. He'll have the nutrient. This is where the what do you call it? The dietitian is going to earn their money when it comes to Salah only eating in the evening and 5 a.m. and then nothing till like 7, quarter to 8. So
I want to know what's in his spinach. What's in his spinach, bro?
I assume spinach.
No, but what else is in there? Is that
salt? Right, okay. What else?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, I'm with you now. What's the next game? So that's a decent result. So hopefully that's the case.
Next game, first of the 3 o'clock, is Arsenal Leeds at the Emirates. Obviously, straight after the City Liverpool game. And like I said, just a few minutes ago, I hope that we go into that game with an 8-point advantage, but obviously come out with an 11-point advantage if we beat Leeds. But again, look, Leeds aren't someone to laugh at because they could pull out a game out of their asses that you think...
Well, like they did against Wolves, where they were fantastic.
Exactly. I mean, that game was just scrappy in general anyway. Like, it kind of felt like both teams weren't really that good. But like I said, all it takes is, we're a high-pressing team, so all it takes is a couple of their runners, Somerville, Aronson, to go straight through the back, and that's it. We're screwed. And plus, we don't have the best pairs centre back right now. We've only got Gabriel. Saliba's injured, so I don't know.
Don't forget these guys will be fighting for their life as well. Leeds 14th.
Exactly.
The thing is, what separates the top 4, so like 18th, which is West Ham in the relegation zone, is 24. Well, sorry, Bournemouth 24.19th, and there is only 3 points between Bournemouth and Crystal Palace on 12th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these guys, anybody, like you lose points this week, you're in the relegation battle. You draw anyway, just drop points, you're in a battle. So
it's going to be a tough
in the zone.
game.
Sorry, not in the battle. You are in the relegation zone if you lose points.
You definitely don't want
to pick up. So you don't want to do that. So Leeds are going to be coming there playing with full of heart, full of desire, or you'd expect them anyways, Leeds fans, to do that, to remain in the league. And they've got the new manager. He's had some time to work with the team, so we'll see what they can do. But for me personally, I still think your team is too strong for Leeds. I think you may win it, you might scrape it, might be a whitewash. It's difficult to predict, but I think it's a win. Yeah, I think you've got a W on that one.
I look.
I'm gonna go 4-2 Arsenal.
4-2. I like it. I'm gonna go with a 3-1 Arsenal. And just whilst we're on Arsenal, by the way, just a quick notification popped up that the Arsenal women's have actually beat Bayern Munich in the Champions League. So we are semi-finalists now. Wow, they've achieved something that the men's team has never, ever achieved, ever in their history. So yay to the Arsenal ladies. Love it. Love to see you up there. I think next game could be against Wolfsburg, which obviously Wolfsburg in the women's team, by the way, they're like
they're fantastic.
One of the biggest.
The Germans, they're fantastic. Yeah,
damn.
The Germans and Americans football.
How does that not translate to the men's team?
Amazing.
I don't get it. What happened? But yeah, so that could be very interesting. A Champions League final as well, because it could be against PSG potentially. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, sorry, against Barcelona, not PSG, against Barcelona. And obviously Barcelona women, they're really good as well. So
they're very good. They won last year. They beat Chelsea last year, a year before. They beat Chelsea in the Champions League final.
Yeah. So it should be very interesting to see. But congrats to them. But in terms of the men's team, I'm going to go for an Arsenal win. It could be a tricky one. Could be a 3-1. I'm going to go for 3-1 on that one. Yeah. But yeah, next game we have is Bournemouth versus Fulham, and from recent history, I'm going to go Fulham win on that one.
I'm going to go Bournemouth.
Ooh.
I don't know whether Mitrovic is being obviously sanctioned. I don't know if the counting of FA Cup red cards count in the league. I'm not 200%.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that, to be honest. But again, it can't be. It's only been the one red card, right?
The manager got a red card as well. William got a red card for the handball, and so did Mitrovic.
From what I can see here, no, there is no one missing from a red card, which is good,
right.
Which is nice. So again, it's good. It should be a very good game for them, to be fair. But I'm gonna go with. Do you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm gonna go for a.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well.
I'm gonna go 2-2 draw. Huh? How about that?
I'm gonna go 1-1.
1-1. I like it. I don't think it's going to be a very exciting game, but it could be that sort of scoreline because, again, Bournemouth, they need summer. And Fulham, as much as they've been playing well recently, it's not like, they're the historic top 6 or top 4 where it could be it will be a struggle. So, yeah, they could put everything behind that, to be fair.
They could, like you say, like we said earlier, it could be that survival instinct kicking in. Yeah. But I hope they do. I hope they do win. I'd like to see this survival battle happening all the way through. And I think this is one of the reasons why we talk about the Premier League being the best league in the world. There's so many teams. There's competition for positions at the top of the league with City and Arsenal. Third is not guaranteed to Man United because Newcastle are there with 2 games. No, actually, no, they're on the same points, but they're only 3 points behind. Liverpool are there now as well, finding some form. Chelsea trying to break into Europe with Villa, Fulham, and Brentford. So there's competition middle of the table.
Don't forget there's Tottenham, by the way, in the top 4, which have got 2 games more than Newcastle and
they're
Man
2 points. They're
2 points. They're a point behind United.
And 2 ahead of Newcastle,
yeah. So ahead of Newcastle,
there's competitions here, there, and then obviously, like I mentioned earlier, from 12th place all the way down to 19th, 20th, is separated by 4 points. And you think to yourself, like, wow, honestly, best league in the world.
Do you know what it is, mate? I'm just looking at 7th, which is Brighton. They've got 25 games they've played, so they're 3 games in hand with 42 points. Let's just say they win those 3 games. That's 9 points. Potentially, they could even be in that top 4 fight.
I know.
It is madness. And don't forget, Liverpool are just 1 game more than Brighton. They're on 42 points. They can win 2 games. That's it. Top 4 just blows wide open again. And Man United's, sort of quadruple or triple or whatever they want to call it, right? The treble. It's just...
it's just not happening.
Just like that. It's incredible to see. It really is. Like, I don't think, I'll be honest, from 9th and downwards, Chelsea could potentially do something if they hit a good, like 3-4 good run of form. But I don't think those teams are in that top 4 conversation. But then again, anything can happen because it is the Premier League. So so what are we going with, by the way? We're going with
I've gone 1-1 Bournemouth. I've gone 1-1. I think you went 2-2.
I went 2-2. Next game is going to be an exciting game, I feel. Brighton versus Brentford. I think this could be like a 3-2 Brighton or a 4-3 Brighton, something like along those lines. It should be an exciting game for sure. Both teams play really good football.
Should be. I think I'm going to go with the away one here, and I think it's going to be a 3. Not 3 is too much. 2-1 Brentford win.
2-1 Brentford. Ooh, at the Amex. Nice. At the Amex.
Yeah,
Amex.
Amex. Depends where you're from.
Yeah,
where you're going to go.
If you're American, this is for you, isn't it? So
yeah, that's it.
But I think
at the American Express.
At the American Express, yes. America. Speaking of America, by the way, did you see the school shooting? Another one?
Bro, it's becoming ridiculous, and obviously for the state listeners, something needs to happen. That is a pandemic in itself. Like whoever stands out there and talks about the Second Amendment and so on and so forth, it was written when you fill your rifle with gunpowder from the front and then push it down with a stick, and then you shoot. And then it takes you 5 minutes to do it again.
The reason that was wrote was to, keep away the British. But let's face it, the British have been away from your country for nearly 300 years.
They're fighting with each other, and I can't believe they've gone into schools. And it's so sad as well because all these guys, okay, let's say mental health or whatever, but and then they killed themselves. It was transgender.
Transgender. And look, by the way, I'm not the one for to bring any sort of hate, and I'm not going to do that. But I feel like they should be treated the same as any male shooter, right?
Absolutely. But
I don't want to hear any LGBTQ plus AI, whatever the hell they're called, right? Whatever the abbreviations are. Oh, well, they were struggling because they were transgender, right? First of all,
nothing merits you to go to school.
We're not going to get into it, but no, it's
as a father who has a daughter,
it's ridiculous.
God forbid, like you'd never want to think you'd send your child to school to learn and be safe, and then there's an opportunity. I was talking to a friend of mine at work. He said his wife might be going to live in America. I was like, just cancel.
Why?
Just say no, babe. Just stay here. There's nothing out there for you. There's literally. They talk about the land of opportunity. To me, I just think that's capitalism.
I died in the 1800s, man.
Yeah,
land of opportunity. That died in the 1800s.
What's the other one that they say? The American dream or something. Go there for the American dream. The American dream.
Ask the Italians that live there. I don't think they saw any of the American dream back in the early 1900s. But anyway, that should be stopped. They got shot by the police, by the way.
By the police, yeah. So, but that's what they do. They realize they do the shoot, and then they realize there's no way coming back. So then they either kill themselves or have a pop at the police, and then they know the police are going to shoot back.
Yeah, it's suicide by cop. That's what they call it.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
So, anyway, look, forget that. Back to football. Next game: Crystal Palace versus Leicester.
Are you making a note of these? Because I was trying to make a quick note of your Brentford result. What did you go for?
My bad. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 4-3 Brighton. This is my exciting game. I mean, I called it for the Leeds Wolves game, so this is my exciting game for the weekend. Brighton Brentford.
Hoping to be 2-2.
Hey,
2 for 2. Love that.
I hope that's the only. Well, no, not the only one that comes true. But
I've got a feeling Arsenal. For me, it was Arsenal Leeds. That was my game of the weekend because that's the one I went with the highest result. But we'll see what other games we've got popping up.
Next, we've got Crystal Palace versus Leicester at Palace.
Draw 0-0.
Do you know what?
For me, it's going to be a boring game. Roy Hodgson coming back. For me, it's 0-0.
I'm going to go with a 1-0 Palace.
1-0 Palace.
1-0 Palace, yeah. I think one of these days my prediction for Palace are going to come true. So
yeah. No, 0-0.
Even though I should be cussing them out for sacking my boy PV4, but it is what it is. Patrick Vieira, by the way.
Yeah, just I was going to say, let the listeners know who you mean. I knew who you meant, but the listeners know.
We're from that era, but no, some listeners may not be. So, so what are you going with there on Palace?
0-0 for me. 0-0? I went 0-0. Yeah, I think it's going to be a boring game.
So I think bounce back, maybe a 1-0 just to be like, Hodgson's back, and then lose next game.
Yeah.
Last game of 3:00 is Notts Forest versus Wolves. Again, has potential for an exciting game. For
me, 1-1. Another draw.
I'm going to go draw, but I was going to go a bit higher. I was going to go like a 3-3 or something like that. Ooh. Just madness. Do you know what?
Are these educated guesses, or is this what you're hoping for?
No, I'm just looking at the last time Wolves played against Leeds, and it was an exciting game, and not Forest. Sometimes they will put an exciting game up, and this could be it. So, do you know what? I'll be a bit conservative. I'm going to go with a 2-2. 2-2, not 3-3. I'm going to go 2-2. My exciting game of the weekend's already happened, which is Brighton-Brentford. So,
and then Chelsea
versus Villa at the Bridge. What are we saying?
Well, I already said mine earlier, didn't I? Really, a spoiler alert. I said 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Chelsea on this.
No, thank you for the clean sheet.
I just feel like, see, now that you've actually brought that up, it just feels like maybe it's probably going to be like a 2-1 because your defense doesn't fill me with confidence. Like, it really does not. So
the thing is, if it's 2-1, they'll probably draw 2-2 like we did against Everton.
I'm going to go. Okay, I'll tell you what. I think it's going to be a 1-1 all the way to the dying breath of the match, and then Chelsea are going to come back with a 2-1.
Oh, love that. As long as we get the win, that's all that matters.
Let's see the excitement. Let's see it. I mean, yeah. I hate saying it as an educated guess, but yeah, obviously I want Villa to win, so it is an educated guess.
Yeah, of course, but you know what I mean? It's unbiased, but you can still have an educated guess at it. Yeah, of course. But listen, moving on to Sunday then. So that was the predictions for Saturday. Moving on to Sunday, 6-pointer.
We've got West Ham, Southampton.
Clash. Yeah, West Ham, Southampton. What are you thinking?
West Ham, Southampton. I'm going to go with the Southampton win, mate. I'm going to go with the away win.
Same as well.
I'm probably going to go like a 1-0 or a 2-1. Do you know what? I'm going to go with
I was going 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 South.
2-1.
Because you're going 2-1 as well, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 as well. I don't know. Looking at West Ham, I know they're definitely not going to sack Moyes now because it'd be stupid if they did, but someone needs to change in that team, man.
Well, if they lose here, it's going to be it's not going to be great.
It's not going to be great at all, no. Not at all. And then the last game of the weekend of Sunday.
I'd love it if we beat them. I'd love it if we beat them. Do you remember that, Kevin Keegan?
Well,
I'd love it if we beat them.
Yeah, that's it. I think both Newcastle will be saying that about United and West Ham will be saying that about Southampton. So, but so last game of Sunday is Newcastle versus Man United, and it's at St James's Park. It's a 4:30 kickoff where the Geordies are going to be in full effect, in full voice,
fucking hammered, singing their hearts out.
Man United are going to be scared to go to St James's Park.
I'm going to go 3-1 Newcastle. You know,
ooh, I've
gone for it.
Nasty. That is nasty, and I love it. But again,
there's no Casemiro. The midfield is going to be pretty poor.
McTominay is going to obviously start.
McTominay will be there, obviously playing well because he scored 2 goals against Spain, didn't he?
Rashid didn't get a kick out. Didn't get a run out, did he? Against in the international break. So yeah, I think that's Rashid done for scoring goals. So yeah, you're probably right. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Newcastle at home.
Love that.
I have to. It's an educated guess now that you mentioned Casemiro being suspended. McTominay starting. Bruno Fernandes, he's probably the only one that I could do something.
He could do something.
However, if I was a Newcastle midfielder, the first thing I would do is you go straight at Bruno Fernandes, make sure he's infuriated.
And then he gets
that's it.
Taken off.
Yeah, that's it. Then he's irrelevant in the whole match.
They won't do anything. I think they'll get beat.
I think Eddie Howe knows these types of games very well and the types of tricks, to get at them. So
100%.
So it should be an interesting one to watch, which I probably will watch, to be fair, because why wouldn't I?
I will be watching it. It's at that time. Yeah, I'll have it on anyway.
Yeah, it'll be in the background. Sure.
Yeah.
And the last game of the Premier League for this week is Everton-Tottenham. It's a Monday night kickoff, 8:00 at Goodison Park. What we say
for this is more like Everton versus Joke Club. Like, I can't believe. I don't know what's going on, by the way. Just very quickly touch on this. So Conte came out, made the interview that he made, and then you look back at it. Conte serial win. Okay, he won in Serie A, won the champion, won the won the league with Chelsea. Yeah. Then went back to Serie A, won it with Juve, won
a couple of cups there as well.
So long, Comes to Spurs, nothing. Jose Mourinho, we know about Jose. Yeah. Jose, however you want to say it, depends where you're from. Like, won everywhere he went. Chelsea, Madrid, Inter,
he won the CL with Porto, by the way.
Porto, exactly. Beating Man United when Man United were on the high.
At the height.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
Then went to Spurs and got sacked 6 days before they played the final. And we touched on this before. Then, as Tottenham fans, surely, like, get in touch on Twitter, but surely you're going to start looking at the hierarchy. Like, what is the model of the club? Is it simply just to finish in the Champions League spot and make some money? Are you in debt that Daniel Levy is not telling us about? Building the new stadium, building state-of-the-art training facilities.
It's the history of the Tottenham. Huh?
That's it.
That's
Can I just say, I thought it was Conte live. I was like,
hey, there you go. I was going to put a clip from the interview, but I don't need to anymore.
No, you don't need to. You did it perfectly. He's down to a T.
He's been and gone now.
Yeah, so. That's it. Love that.
I have to say, I will miss Antonio Conte because he provided us with endless comedic fallout because of the shit that he used to do. Obviously, at the beginning of this season, he had that whole tussle with Thomas Tuchel. Another hilarious moment. And I think that interview kind of sealed his fate, to be honest. And I think he already knew that was happening, not because he was told, but I think he just wanted to leave anyway.
I think he wanted to leave. He tarnished his reputation enough. There's something going on in the meetings because no manager wants to leave, I think, a job if they're being given the money. Now, I know some people are turning around and being, he threw the club under the bus, he threw the players under the bus, he did this, he did that. Listen, I did the same for Chelsea. How did you lose to Southampton 1-0? We trashed Graham Potter for it, rightly so, yeah? But these guys were two goals. I think they were 3-1 at one point.
It was 3-1.
Drew 3-3.
Yeah, it was 3-1.
How are you not managing a game against a team who's second bottom of the league?
Yeah.
I think they're bottom of the league, Southampton, bottom of the league, and you're 2 goals ahead.
Yeah, they are.
You should be professional enough and be able to say to yourself, and grab some balls. Because the managers, you pick a team, you send them out. You hope to motivate them in those 15 minutes or a couple of days leading up to the match, 15 minutes at half time. But once you send them out, you're hoping to have leaders on the pitch. Yeah. Højbjerg, Kane,
non-existent.
Eric Dyer,
Kane's playing for himself.
Kane needs to play for himself. Kane needs to leave. There was rumours he might go to Man United. I hope he comes to Chelsea. I don't think it would happen, but I'd break the bank for him. If anything, just do a swap between him and Lukaku. Just say to them, we'll give you 50 million plus Lukaku.
No, I mean, Lukaku's already ruined his reputation, so going to Tottenham, what difference does that really make?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? It's just continue with his public service.
That's it. Do what you need to do, Lukaku.
I can't believe that. I can't believe. And now, for me, if I was a Spurs fan, I would blame Daniel Levy. First of all, the question is, it needs to be answered for why did Jose Mourinho get sacked 6 days before the Carling Cup final?
That's a major question.
Cup, whatever the sponsor was at the time. Yeah, because as fans, you want silverware. Nobody cares. We've got the best training facilities in the world. England uses our facilities.
England haven't won anything.
Yeah,
England haven't won anything. So you're just rubbing off. England should go train at the Emirates, Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford,
and have a look at some trophies.
Winners at winning stadiums where winning is literally all over, plastered all over the stadium. Not this, toilet ball fake North London team, which is what the hell? What is a Tottenham, by the way? What is a Tottenham? Do you know what they are? They're cocks. That's literally, they actually wear cocks on their chest. The Spursian syndrome is strong at that stadium, at the training ground. So please, Southgate.
There is a giant golden. There's a giant. Giant gold cock at the top of the stadium. So that's it.
How again? And that is representative of Levy. That is your golden cock right at the top of the stadium, and he's overwatching everything.
I personally think he's very much bothered more about holding concerts there, holding events, sport. It's not just football events. They're fair enough for business, but as fans, you don't really care if Rihanna's coming in. You don't care if NFL's being held at your stadium. As football fans, you want bragging rights, and the only way you get bragging rights, it's the same on that episode. When you and I were discussing about money and how much Chelsea spent. I don't really care how much Chelsea spent. All I care about is having bragging rights to you and our friendship group to be like, but we're in the Champions League semis or quarters, or we're here. You know what I mean? Nobody's sitting there going, yeah, well, my club has a wonderful business model. We do amazing. No, what?
That's how the Spurs fans talk. That's how they talk.
That's how the Spurs fans are crying. I've got a couple of Spurs fans.
Our profit and loss are incredible. That's what they talk about. Our balance sheet has been...
Our balance sheet. Who talks about the balance sheet?
Where's your trophy? Yeah. Show me a trophy. What a trophy that is.
And on Harry Kane, by the way, I think you agree as well. He needs to leave to kind of save his reputation. I mean, to save his reputation of being a top striker, because if you don't win anything, nobody cares. Nobody listens.
Not at all.
Doesn't matter how many goals you scored, nobody listens. Listen to when Cristiano Ronaldo is being compared to having scored the most goals ever in football. And then they were like, no, Pele scored this many goals. All right, okay. He overpassed Pele. Then it turned out to be some guy from somewhere that hadn't really won. I don't know, but nobody ever heard of him. I fear Harry Kane is going to be that guy who nobody ever heard of.
I mean, I think it's the guy that you're talking about. Is it Puskas? Because
I don't know if it's him. I don't know. I don't think it's
Puskas actually got an award.
No, Puskas won. Like, Puskas was amazing. Yeah, he's got of course. I don't think it's him. Somebody else that came out.
He had a trophy named after him, which is brilliant.
Oh well, I will have to find it. I'll find it for next episode. I'll do my.
I think I know which one you mean. Is it the Iran striker?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. You know which one I mean, right? Obviously, obviously, I didn't mean Puskas, but yeah.
No,
I don't know who he was, but yeah, and I mean, like, yeah, he scored all those goals, but like, where did he do it? First of all, okay, he did it there, but did he win anything? Did he win anything that is meriting this sort of status of like a world class striker?
Ali Day.
Yeah, Who?
Ali Day. He played.
No, I heard you, but I mean, who? It's like that episode
109 goals in 149 appearances. So until obviously Cristiano overtook that.
But yeah, so it's just things like that. Just like, and I worry for Harry Kane. That's where he's at the minute. Like, I shared that meme as well. Like 22, he had this many goals. 29, this many goals. 0 trophies apart from an Audi Cup.
Again, I've said to you, we only include that just to troll all the.
Yeah, of course, that's a troll. That's not to say you've won a trophy. Like, let's not get carried away. But again, 6 weeks before the final, man, like, you sack Jose Mourinho, who's missed the final. He literally wins your trophies.
Yeah, that's what he's there for. He will do it. He'll do it. It won't be the prettiest, but he'll do it. And do you know what it is?
But think about it. If they'd won that Carabao Cup, would anybody be like, "Oh yeah, but the way they played"? No, they'll just be saying they were winners. Nobody talks about Chelsea winning the trophy the second time, where we were winning 1-0, and they bring Giannobi Mikel to neutralise the game on the 60th.
All I remember is you won the Champions League. So
that's all you. Well, I was on about the Prem, but yeah, our Champions League.
I'm just thinking, like, the highest
even
level.
Even the Champions League with Di Matteo, like that night in
he shot everyone in defence.
Nobody cares. Everyone in defence. We won on penalties, but nobody looks at how you won. Everybody says who's the name,
who lifted the trophy.
That's it. Who lifted the trophy? Whose name was he on the title on a history books?
Because in terms of like little personal awards and trophies and stuff, I've got Simon Carson statue from somewhere.
Shout out to Simon.
I don't think that counts. I don't think that counts. On Harry Kane's
it's equivalent to the Audi Cup.
Yeah, it should literally on Harry Kane's. It should be player who showed up the most times. He had the best attitude. He made a great effort, but he still didn't win shit. But we're going to give him a trophy.
Yeah, fuck all, man.
So what
that mentality needs to change. He needs to go to a big club. He needs to go to a winning club with a winning mentality. Man United would be a good signing for him and good club for him to go forward. But personally, as a Chelsea fan, I would like to see him at Chelsea. I think he'll do very well. Listen, many people have swapped clubs in London. Sol Campbell, William Gallas, Cesc Fabregas, Giroud, and so on. But at Chelsea, I think he'll be fantastic. I think at Chelsea, he'll be amazing. And I'd like to see a 4-2-3-1 with Harry Kane leading it, and like Havertz as a 10, and kind of that changing around and so on.
And Havertz can do that job as well. Yeah,
of course he can. João Felix, if he stays, he stays. If he doesn't, we'd like to think, obviously, hopefully, the protege Mudryk would like to step up to that. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. Do you know what I mean? But Enzo would find if there'll be this in.
The less we talk about Mudryk, the better, really, because he gets me really. He's not even my player, and he gets me vexed. I don't know why. He just gets me really vexed. But anyway, so what are we saying, by the way?
I'm thinking I'm going to go for Everton. I'm going to go for an Everton win. I don't care about new manager bounce. There's too much things. I think the players are going to try and come out and be like, come on, we need to show solidarity. We need to show we're together. We need to prove Conte wrong. And then normally that tends to happen, like we've always talked about new manager bounce. But no, for me, I don't think they'll win. I'm going to go 2-1 Everton.
2-1 Everton. You know what? As much as it pains me to say it, I'm going to go with a 1-0 Tottenham. Like, I'm just going with an educated guess.
No, I see. Yeah, I think Daichi's had Everton. I don't see many Everton players. Okay, not many. Majority there are internationals, but not all of them kind of making their way out. So I'm hoping he's keeping that defense tight. And But anyway, so 1-0 Spurs for you, yeah?
I'm going to go 1-0 Spurs, yeah, as much as I hate to bloody admit it. But anyway, and then obviously that concludes the this week of football on the Monday. Then we've got obviously more football coming up next week, which if we can manage to squeeze the podcast.
We will. I think on Sunday we'll do one. We'll recap and then chat about the games on Tuesday because there's big games. Chelsea are playing Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, we're definitely gonna touch on these on the Sunday podcast. So Monday when everyone's listening to it. But we're definitely gonna touch on that because you're right. There's some
decent games
top
going
games,
on.
top games. And then Man United, Brentford, West Ham, Newcastle on the Wednesday. Yeah, and then again, weekend again.
Because I don't think we've got any games in hand. No, we don't.
No,
we've already caught up.
No,
but yeah, we'll chat about that on the Sunday ready for the Monday podcast after this week of games. And before we do leave, though, I just wanted to touch on, obviously we've got F1 free practice 1 tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. in the morning. Obviously that's when it's going to be because it's 6 a.m. in the morning here on the NESportscast. No, so yeah, I'm probably not going to get up that early for that because we've got work and stuff.
YouTube for me. Highlights.
Highlights. But obviously, I will get up for the for FP2 on Saturday and qualifying as well, which should be interesting. And I love the Aussie track. Albert Park
I do
love
the Aussie track. Yeah, I'm disappointed it's not the first track. Can I just say, I know it's changed for a while, but I'm very disappointed. Each calendar year, I'm like, I miss Aussie starting first. The sunshine, the noise.
In a way, I don't miss it that much because waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, I get that, but for
Bahrain is 8 p.m, so I'm awake for that. Okay, so obviously we'll let's touch real quick because obviously we'll come back on Sunday after the race. What we got in terms of qualifications, in terms of pole position? What we saying, quali?
I think I text you as well. Didn't I? 1-2 Red Bull.
That's true. But don't forget, last time we said exactly the same thing. But Max had a problem with his car, with his transmission, so he ended up 15th.
I think they would have sorted that out. I think in the 2 weeks break that they had, I think they would have sorted that out. Unless there's a penalty for changing body parts or anything like changing engine and stuff. I can't see that happening. But yeah, I think Red Bull is so fine tuned at the minute. They are on it. I think. Personally, I believe this is going to be another one of those years where Vettel had 5 years on the bounce winning the championship. And I know it got boring. And then we had the Lewis era of 7 years or 6 years, Lewis winning it on the bounce.
I'm already falling asleep. As soon as you mention those names.
I'm really hoping, that's why I hope Checo and Max can be allowed to race. I'm hoping to be a rivalry between the two of them because it'll make it interesting for the viewers. Because if it becomes 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 each time and Alonso finishing third, then you're just looking at to see what Ferrari do, what Lewis might do. But no, for me, from what I've seen so far, I think, Max and Checo 1-2.
I like it. I like what you're saying. And it makes total sense as well because, just the first 2 races of the season have gone that way. I think Leclerc's going to qualify on pole with Max second and potentially either a Russell or an Alonso third. Now I say that because I feel like Ferrari have got a good qualifying car, and that proved obviously in Jeddah as well because he was second, Leclerc. He had a 10 place grid penalty. So I think Leclerc will probably qualify first, and then like I said, followed by Max and Checo, or Max and Alonso, or Max or Russell. Max and Russell. Yeah. I said a lot of names. You know what I mean. I'm not going to decipher. Yeah. Go get an Enigma machine. It'll tell you what I meant. So okay, all right. I mean, that's just qualifying.
So who do you think is going to win then? If that's qualifying, if Leclerc starts first, let's say Max second. I know what you're going to say, but I'm going to ask you regardless.
Yeah. Do you want me to make it interesting, or do you want me just to say one who I think is going to win?
Who do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to be Max.
And what do you think is going to let Leclerc down? Because as a Ferrari fan, obviously you know more than I do, and I'm sure the listeners like to hear your opinion on this.
Okay, I think if Ferrari have another strategy issue in any way, even if it's undercutting an opponent, like for example, Leclerc goes in because he thinks Max is going to go in 2 laps time. I just don't think Ferrari have got that. They don't have enough pace to make that work. I mean, I was actually watching a video that was explaining Red Bull's potential speed, and look, from DRS opening, these guys are getting an extra 34 kilometers an hour, up to 34 kilometers an hour. Can I just say, right, the maximum that usually comes out of a DRS opening is around 22. These guys are on
12 somewhere. That's crazy.
You cannot compete with that. And Lewis Hamilton said it when Max overtook him in Jeddah. He said, "How is their car so quick?" And from the video that I saw, the explanation that they gave was actually, if you look at the wing, which again I don't know if many people will, but real quick on the wing, there's 3 parts to the wing. There's where the red light flashes. It's called a beam. Yeah, that's called the beam that runs through it. And then above that, you've got obviously the wing. And then underneath that, you've got like the little flaps just above the diffuser. But basically what Red Bull have done is they've actually got, when the DRS opens at the top, normally, it kind of, the air flows down like the other two bits, which makes obviously the downforce of the car a lot better without adding more downforce in. Do you know what I mean? So it's more like a natural downforce. And yeah, I mean, those guys are just genius. Adrian Newey is a genius. Every team that he's been in, even in the Williams teams, I think it was the FW or FWB 14 back in the Mansell days, he was the guy who designed that. That's why Williams was such a great team. And then he left. Obviously, everything went to shit.
And then wherever he went,
he won. Wherever he went, he won. And it's proven now. And I think that DRS, if Red Bull aren't cheating in any way, if Red Bull aren't cheating in any way, then I think they're just going to be unstoppable for the rest of the season, unless something crazy comes out where it's like, oh, by the way, that's actually not allowed because it's 5 millimeters more than you should have, which
sometimes
every Ferrari fan is hoping for right now. Every fan is hoping for right now.
I know. This reminds me of that movie Rush as well, where Niki Lauda goes to James Hunt and says like, "Oh, your wheels are 5 millimeters too big," or something like that. I think he tries to pick up on millimeters and dimension. Now, I agree with you. I hope so. I'm hoping for an interesting race. I'm hoping even if Ferrari win. I know I'm a McLaren fan, but my McLaren just
the thing
fighting to get a point at the minute.
Even if it's an Aston Martin, Mercedes, Red Bull,
something different.
I don't mind it because look, I'll be honest. If Ferrari don't hit podium by the end of this race, then I'm pretty sure that's them giving up on the whole season, and that's just not good enough. It's not good enough. It really isn't. I mean, we're talking about, again, we've said this before, we're talking about an historic team who's won many, many championships. And again, they've always been let down by either reliability issues or, more recently, strategic issues, which strategy comes from a person, and that person needs to be held accountable, or them people need to be held accountable. If by the third race of the season, Fred Vasseur, he's already given up on the season, then honestly, if I was a Ferrari man, like, the top...
Get out of the kitchen, Fred.
I'm sorry, the heat. But no, it's I'd pay whatever it takes to bring Toto Wolff or something like that, because that's the only way it's probably going to work. But the problem with Ferrari is, because of the way that they were brought up as a company, from the beginning, they've always been like that. They've always been problematic. They've always lived in their own little bubble, their own little world, where it's like,
we're Ferrari.
We'll do what let's grab an espresso and then we'll till next season. What? Wait, but there's like 20 races to go this season. What happened? You could still win it. Why are you giving up already? It's a frustrating time, because I thought this was going to be the time where Ferrari were going to, come back and be stronger than last season. But they are plagued by the strategy calls, and I know I'm blaming
all that mindset. It's Spursy.
It is. It's a very, very Spurgeon syndrome that's creeping in, and that's very worrying. And
it's not great. But
so I think for the McLarens, I genuinely hope that both Lando and Piastri have a good race, but especially Lando, because if he doesn't have the car, Lando is going next season.
I think so.
He is going, and Ferrari would be stupid not to jump on.
Mercedes. They need to pick him
quickly. They need to pick him up, because honestly, by the time Audi comes in 2026, Audi's going to take someone.
Audi will pick somebody straight away, and I think they're going to come in.
I think it's going to be a Leclerc. I think they're going to take Leclerc, because Leclerc came through the Sauber ranks before he joined Ferrari. And Audi obviously are taking over the Sauber ranks with pretty much all the old team that's still there. So I won't be surprised if Ferrari don't do anything I know it sounds crazy, in the next 2 seasons. Which
I am interested, though. I'm very excited to see what Audi do, because VW was another one that I wanted VW to enter.
Yeah,
because I think they're like the biggest global car market manufacturing in the world. I think because they own so many things. They own like so many sister companies that they own and so on.
I'm not sure if they took over Toyota, to be honest, but I think they are definitely either 1, 2 or 3 up there. There's,
because I don't know. I'm just like, in terms of what they own and the car companies that they buy, the Bugattis, the Lamborghinis, the Seats, the Skodas, and so on and so forth. And the list goes on. And I was just thinking, like, these guys, but then again, it's financially limited to, I think, 150 million a year or something that they can only spend.
Yeah.
So then obviously you need clever people. You need people who are going to be looking at the drawing board and thinking, coming up with solutions. and on the low down, on the low cost, not low down, sorry, on the low cost. So yeah, man, I'm excited for it for 2026 for Audi, but I still can't see past Red Bull. I think Red Bull seem to go from strength to strength. If Red Bull keep winning championships, they go from strength to strength.
I think, I can't disagree with you on that one at all. I think with Sauber / Alfa Romeo, they've got Andrea Seidel, which he was the team principal of McLaren last season, I think he was. So he's gone to Sauber. Andrea Seidel. So you're thinking of Zach Brown? Yeah. He's the owner.
He's the CEO.
He's the CEO. Yeah. Whereas Andrea Seidel was the actual team principal for the last couple of seasons. But he's gone over to Sauber now, and he was a Sauber man from the beginning. So I think it's just, again, everything is like interconnected. Everything's sort of like, related in a way. You remember the monarchies, the European monarchies, that were all interrelated somehow? That's how this is as well, because they brought Seidel back to Sauber, which obviously Audi own part of now. So I think it's going to be a case of where, all right, Andrea Seidel, we trust you. You've been in the game long enough. We're brand new to the sport, so hit us up with some strategic plans. And you know what? I could see him doing it. McLaren were doing well when Seidel was there, but money talks. Money talks, and Audi talks as well. And Audi's a big mouth, so.
It certainly is.
But listen, you can't deny that. But
I hope they do well. I was interested for the new guys to come in and do well.
Yes,
I do feel bad for Williams, but I'm glad they're getting sometimes with Albon getting quite high.
Well.
But it just pains me. For McLaren not getting up there. Like I said to you in the previous episode as well, the car, just that orange colour is just so ugly.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be part of it.
I know it doesn't matter. Like,
go back to the white and white and orange or red or something, whatever it was. Yeah.
Not all orange.
No, the papaya. Sorry, the papaya. By the way, that makes it even worse.
You corrected me last time. Yes.
I don't even think that adds anything to it, but you definitely need to change that color.
Certainly. But now, have you got anything else, one guy?
No, I don't have anything else to add for this week. It should have been a shorter pod, but this is what we do. We talk.
We always talk about last thing, and then we have got 3 more things to say. But anyway, well, thank you everyone for listening. We appreciate your ear holes. We hope you've been stimulated, and stay safe. And we'll definitely catch you on the next one when we do some rounding up the weekend. So stay safe, stay alert, and we'll catch you on the next one.